Let's talk about power set. You mentioned that. Let's kind of define that for us a little bit, and maybe give us a couple of examples of what that would look like in a show.
It looks like this.
Great. And you defined it, and well, that was
I did too much over dancing for you. So the power set is the point, that whether you call it the turn-up hour, the crunk hour. There's so many different names that I've called it before. There's two different parts, right? There's one usually that I do in the maybe first 45 minutes, and that's where, because there's always students that are just kind of standing off to the sides.
Yep.
And then these are like, well, how do we get them out to the middle of the dance floor? All you got to do is ask them, juniors, seniors, where are you guys at? Great. Grab somebody, bring them on the floor. It's called a homecoming dance, not a homecoming sit and stare. And it's a line that simple gets them to come out on the floor. I know, crazy. You ask people and they do it. Remember the power of the microphone. You tell them to do something, they will do it. Remind me to tell you a funny story on that later. But
sit and stare.
Yeah, no, the making them your minions. So, anyways, it's just something as simple as being able to get them up, on the floor, just asking them. But then you have, once you have them up there, you really got to make that energy set go up. And obviously, EDM is pretty much the easiest way to do that right now. Right. So whether you got glow sticks, black lights, strobes, these are all keys at a school dance to really get them up and dancing and just jumping around, whatever the case may be. But then, I would usually right after the King and Queen around 10 o'clock, we get everybody all hyped up again. And that's what we just do, like a really hard, heavy EDM set, flash and trash when it comes to lighting. That means that everything is just on, and it's just like literally just going absolute and insane. It's like, look, if you're epileptic, I'm sorry, you're gonna die. And I've made that joke before. We had one where it was called EHC, so it was an electric homecoming carnival, or electric homecoming, instead of electric daisy carnival, right, instead of EDC. And we told them, like, all right guys, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn off all the lights. We had all their phones go on, and basically we just had all their lights on, which was the coolest thing because it lit up the entire gym. It's crazy that our cell phone lights can now light up an entire gym, but that's what happens when we have 900 students doing it. And once that song faded down right before the bass drop, I'm like, all right guys, you guys ready for the lasers? They were all going nuts. I'm like, if you guys are epileptic, I'm sorry, you're gonna die. And then bam, the strobes went on, and it was crazy. And one guy comes up like, hey, thanks for telling me that, because I actually do have epilepsy. I'm like, look down, my dude, you're gonna. So, it was fun. We all had a lot of fun with it, but that was it. It was just. We called it a power hour, but we really had them worn out after like 15, 20 minutes. But then after that, it was still upbeat, but then we were jumping to different kinds of EDM, transition between EDM and hip-hop. But at that point, from that last 2 hours, those are the most crucial 2 hours of the dance. That's what people remember. That's where you can lose your crowd if you're not really hyping them up. And I'm not saying keep it lame the first hour, but there are plenty of songs. It seems that Lil Wayne is coming out with a song every 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. So there's always some rap song, there's some EDM song, there's always something you can play where you should not have to play tracks twice. But so that's it. Just get that power hour. Come up with your best stuff. If I've had a lot of like Latin schools too. So that point is where I'll try to find EDM remixes of a lot of Latin stuff and almost make it into a Brazilian carnival type experience. Throwing glow sticks out, throwing the big foam sticks, whatever the case may be. We had one school. It was a back to bedrock theme. It was a whole dinosaur theme. So what do we throw out? Inflatable dinosaurs. Because why not?
Yeah.
And people went absolutely crazy about inflatable dinosaurs. If you guys remember, back when mobile DJs were interactive at weddings and they brought out the inflatable instruments, now that's corny. That works with school dances. Do not bring somebody up on stage. All right, pretend you're playing this. Just throw stuff out. It doesn't matter what the heck you're throwing out. You saw DJs. Oh, well, you weren't there yesterday, but Mike Dussault with EV was going nuts, just throwing T-shirts everywhere, right? Yeah. Now Mike Dussault is one heck of a hype man. I'm just saying, he was there, even trying to throw Jason T-shirt. But these DJs are going crazy. Yeah. And one of the DJs caught a shirt that you knew was like 10 sizes too small. And they were like excited, like, free T-shirt! Do you remember that Northern DJ guy? Yeah, of course you remember Northern DJ. But remember Bill Herman with Monkey? Oh, and he would throw the T-shirts out. And DJs were crazy about the T-shirts. Well, a high school student is even more crazy about free stuff than DJs are. I can sit there and say, who wants some, water bottles? And people go, well, water bottles. Who wants some empty water bottles? It's just people like free stuff. It doesn't matter what it is, So that being said, that's where, the powerhouse where you really should be throwing out those glow sticks, foam sticks, whatever the case may be. You can go all out, have the white gloves, with a little light up tips or whatever it is. Just find something to really bring it out. Turn on all your lights at the same time. Just try to make your breakers trip is the best way that I call it. Crank it up, turn everything on.
Cool.